What a night. Seriously, round 1 of the 2026 NFL draft was everything we hoped for, right? We had chaos, we had some genuine surprises, and we saw a few teams completely change their future in one night. So let's get right into it. Let's break down who came out on top and who left us all scratching our heads, all through the eyes of the draft guru himself, Mel Kiper Jr. So let's ask the big question right up front. Who really won the night? Because it's not always about who you picked, right? It's about the value. Did you get the right guy at the right spot? We're going to find out which teams absolutely nailed it. All right, first up, let's talk about the winners. These are the GMs and the front offices that walked in with a clear plan and just executed it to perfection. They landed guys who could honestly change the entire direction of their franchise. And kicking off our list of winners, you gotta start with the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, look, when you've got the #1 overall pick and you desperately need a quarterback, you just cannot miss. And according to Mel Kiper, they didn't just hit, they hit a grand slam. They got Kiper's #1 overall prospect, QB Fernando Mendoza. So this isn't just about filling a need, it's about getting the single best player available in the entire draft. That 72% completion rate, that tells you all you need to know about his incredible ball placement. Now just picture it, Mendoza throwing to a weapon like Brock Bowers and handing the ball off to Ashton Jonty. Man, that is an offensive core you can win with for the next 10 years. So we go from the pretty obvious pick at #1 to a move that I think made a lot of people sit up and go, whoa, okay. The Arizona Cardinals at #3 decided their offense needed a massive jolt of pure energy. And this right here is why the pick was just so smart. Kiper doesn't call Jeremiyah Love a running back. Listen to the words he uses, an all-purpose offensive playmaker. That is absolutely key. People called the Cardinals offense bland last year. Well, you bring in a guy like this who can bust a huge play from literally anywhere on the field, and suddenly you got the spark you were missing. And how is he going to do it? With that pure electric home run speed. That number you see, 4.36, that's going to be the defining feature of Arizona's new offense. You can't teach that kind of speed. They're going to use him in the backfield, split him out in the slot, put him out wide. He is a total matchup nightmare for defenses. So while Arizona went for that explosive firepower, our next winner was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. The Dallas Cowboys had maybe the smartest night of anybody. They were aggressive, they maneuvered around the draft board, and they completely overhauled a defense that was a serious problem for them last season. They looked at their 2 biggest problems and fixed them with 2 perfect picks. First, you get Caleb Downs, a safety Kiper literally calls a culture changer. Dallas gave up the most big plays in the entire league last year. Downs is the guy who puts a stop to that. Then you bring in Malachi Lawrence, who brings that speed off the edge they were desperate for to help a pass rush that just wasn't scaring anybody. And you know, this is what great drafting is all about. They knew who their guy was, a top 10 talent in Caleb Downs, and they gave up basically nothing to move up 1 spot to make sure they got him. That is the kind of smart, decisive move that makes a good team great. Okay, now let's flip the coin. For every genius move, there was a pick last night that made you, me, and a whole lot of experts just kind of stop and go, wait, what? What are they doing? And the biggest head-scratcher of the entire night, I don't think it's even close, belongs to the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, just look at this. On one side, you have the pick they made, quarterback Ty Simpson. And on the other, you have what they so clearly need, another playmaker for Matthew Stafford, a guy who can help them win a Super Bowl right now. These 2 things, they just don't add up. You can just feel Kiper's confusion in this quote. Well, this was wild. That's his polite way of saying, I have no idea what just happened. He sees a team that's in win-now mode, and they're using a top pick on a developmental QB he didn't even have in his top 25. Way too rich is the perfect description. It's a luxury pick for a team that can't afford luxuries. And hey, it wasn't just Mel Kiper. Other analysts, guys like Booger McFarland, were also on the air immediately questioning the pick. You know, when you have multiple respected experts all saying the same thing, that's a pretty big red flag that a team might have just gotten a little too cute. Now, not every questionable move is about picking the wrong position. Sometimes it's about the price you're willing to pay. The Kansas City Chiefs also made a move that raised a few eyebrows, paying a really steep price to go get their guy. So let's just walk through this for a second. Step 1, they know they have a huge hole at cornerback. No question there. Step 2, they give up valuable mid-round picks to jump way up the board. And step 3, they take Mansour Delane, a guy Kiper had ranked 8 spots lower, down at number 14. They essentially paid a premium to get a player they probably could have gotten if they'd just been a little more patient. And that, my friends, is the absolute textbook definition of a reach. It's when your team's evaluation of a player is just way, way off from where everybody else has him ranked. Now look, sometimes it pays off big time, but it is always, always a huge gamble. But hey, the draft is far from over. Round 1 gets all the hype, but the real championship teams are built on day 2. And for teams that still have needs, believe me, there is a ton of incredible talent still on the board. And here's just a little taste of the cream of the crop, according to Mel. You gotta keep an eye on names like Denzel Boston, the wide receiver, and Zion Young, the edge rusher. These are guys with first-round talent who just happen to slip. Day 2 is where the smart GMs really earn their money, finding these future stars. And that really just leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? We can sit here and grade these picks all day long, but the honest truth is, nobody knows for sure which one of these players is going to be a bust and which one is going to be getting a gold jacket in Canton someday. I guess only time will tell.